Ladies and gentlemen, please get seated for us to start with the EUROBIKE. Meine Damen und Herren, wir beginnen in wenigen Minuten mit der Eröffnung der EUROBIKE. Wir bitten Sie, sich einen Platz zu finden. Die ersten Reihen sind noch frei, damit wir die...
Take a seat. The front rows are still available so that we can start immediately.
Einen wunderschönen guten Morgen.
A very warm welcome to everyone. Welcome to this year's EUROBIKE. My name is Stefan Reisinger and I'm really pleased to welcome you to this trade fair on bicycles. It's the third time that we're here in its new home in Frankfurt. This year, EUROBIKE is even larger, even more multifaceted and more directed towards the future. And that is why the slogan is Hello Future, Hello Transformation. Over 150,000 square meters of space, over 200 speakers over the next 3 days, product innovation and a lot more that you can discover over here. The next days will definitely co-shape the industry, and you are a major part of it. We are extremely pleased to welcome here State Minister, Kaweh Mansoori, the Lord Mayor Mike Josef, representatives from municipal and state politics, representatives from chambers and associations, media representatives, cooperation partners, and last but not least, all of the booth hosts and visitors. I would like to start off and know what the status of the EUROBIKE is, what we can expect over the upcoming days, and how the motto Hello Future, Hello Transformation can be transferred into practice. I look forward to the head of the EUROBIKE, CEO of fairnamic, Stefan Reisinger. Please come to the stage. Hello, Stefan. Take a seat at the center, yes. And of course, the picture would not be complete if we had not his counterpart on the stage. I look forward to the head of the trade fair, and that is Wolfgang Marzin. Here, yes. I'm extremely pleased to be here at EUROBIKE. I live in Frankfurt, and as a matter of fact, as soon as EUROBIKE starts, you can hear everyone talking about it. And all good things are free, Stefan. I think at the third time, you don't talk about starting, but rather about being established. And of course, I want to know from you, what is so special about this year, and in how far is the EUROBIKE different from the past 2 years? I think we've really arrived in the city now. Of course, it always takes a bit of time. The first year, of course, was spectacular with the transfer over here. And of course, it was also totally new for customers of ours and for ourselves as well. I think we've learned a lot. And I think we've seen last year how we put the learnings into practice, and we really feel at home here. And therefore, we've been able to improve our quality. We've really invested into the program. We've invited new target groups. The market conditions aren't too easy at the moment in the biking industry, but we tried to counter-steer this with quality and bring a great show to the city, and I'm very positive and confident that we'll manage to get this done over the next 5 days. Wolfgang, you as the trade fair have about 340 events every year. What is so unique about the EUROBIKE, and how is it different from other events that you host? As a matter of fact, it's probably the 30th exhibition here in this hall, and the topic changes all the time, but it's something special anyways. You always say that the bicycle doesn't have any natural enemies, and that's the case. There's such a great atmosphere. Everyone can be here. Everyone is pleased to be here. There's a positive spirit. There's always something new that you can see. I bought a new bike last week, and when you walk through the hall here, you wanted to buy a new one immediately, just another one. N+1 is the number of bicycles you want to have. And I think the Lord Mayor, as the head of the supervisory board, and also the deputy minister president, they're happy that the trade fair is here, that you have decided to come here with the entire industry. We'll do everything for you, whatever you wish, to make sure that this biggest bike fair of the world. And I want to say to the European head of the association, I just told him what a feeling that is to have that fair here in Frankfurt, in Hessen. It's not something that can be taken for granted. I'm extremely happy to have the exhibition here, and it'll stay forever. Stefan. Applause for this. Stefan, you just mentioned it. EUROBIKE has become more multifaceted, more innovative, more sustainable. And in how far have you adapted this year's program to this? Or do you have maybe special target groups to focus on this year? Well, as a matter of fact, that was sort of the exercise that we wanted to put into practice this year. We have a few exciting new corporations directed towards digital economy, but also tourism, sports article industry. We've also started working in a cross-media manner, inviting people from other areas, and I think this will create the boost and will magnify this boost. Wolfgang, the EUROBIKE has come to stay. I think that has become clear, and the slogan for this year, Hello Future, Hello Transformation, is a very clear one. What do you wish for the next years with your EUROBIKE? The most important element is that hopefully it'll stay forever. But of course, you always have to work for it, Stefan, with all the participants. That's the case with all trade shows, but even more so with this one. I hope that everyone will be pleased and satisfied. I wish to everyone coming here that in the framework program they find what they're interested in. It is very diverse and very nice. And I also have to say it's a media breakthrough what the trade fair has done. I would like to say thank you to all the media representatives. In terms of the media, we have also reached the stage where we want to be, namely at the top. Many thanks to you as well for this. Stefan, that brings us to the end already, but my question, of course, is what is your vision for the future of EUROBIKE and also for the cycling industry as a whole? I think we don't have to be afraid in terms of the future. The cycling industry and the topic of urban mobility has a great future, even though currently we're facing a difficult year. Our perspective is about looking into international markets as well, and that is why the partnership with the Trade Fair Frankfurt is beneficial. We want to convince more people to get onto the saddle, onto the bicycle. We want to contribute to the mobility transition. That is our agenda for the future. Yes, and I'm sure you can manage this, and many thanks for your commitment. Without you, EUROBIKE wouldn't look the way it looks, and therefore a round of applause for them, please. Thank you.
Rückenwind.
We are looking forward to the support of politics that we get here for this trade fair. And I would like to welcome the Hessian Minister for Economy, Traffic, Transport and Rural Areas and Vice Premier Kaweh Mansoori. An applause. Honorable Lord Mayor Josef, dear Mike, Honorable City Councillor Siebert, dear Wolfgang Marzin, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the EUROBIKE 24, the leading trade fair for the bike here in Frankfurt and Hesse. Well, you may give a hand of applause for that. And dear Stefan Reisinger, we are so happy that you are now here in Hessen. It says, hello future. You are at home in South Hesse. You need to learn the dialect, and we say, Ei Gute for the future. I'm so happy that the EUROBIKE now for the third time takes place in Frankfurt, as here in Hesse you can have a look at all the pieces of the puzzle that we need for the transformation ahead of us. The largest puzzle piece has 54,000 pieces. And if you look at the traffic and transport system as a whole and imagine it as a big puzzle game, then 54,000 pieces would not even be enough for the city of Frankfurt. So that really shows you what challenge we have in traffic and transport, and you see the complexity. It's just as in the puzzle in our mobility system, every piece has its right place, and only if every piece works together with the others can we create a complete picture. We need to be open till we have a finished, a complete, a harmonized puzzle. And we really have to cover some more miles when it comes to mobility, and a lot will change. Bike transport really grows, and it is an important part, an important piece for me in this mobility picture. Every puzzle piece in bicycling represents one aspect of the transformation: safe cycle path, safe parking lots for bicycles, and also a comprehensive traffic strategy. Because at the end of the day, when we're talking about new mobility, we need to see how to design our mobility also for the next generations, because they want to have a healthy future, a healthy and fair situation. And one thing becomes clear: only with increased mobility on foot and on the bike can we leave a still intact and high quality environment to the next generations in the cities, on the countryside, leading to an increased quality of life, especially in conurbation areas like Frankfurt. Then we also have to look at CO2 reduction. This is one reason why we massively focus on this subject. Most decisions on the attractiveness and safety of pedestrians and cyclists are taken in the municipalities, and therefore, as the federal state of Hesse, on behalf of NAH Mobility, Nearby Mobility, we work together with the municipalities. Nearly all municipalities and half of the cities and villages use the offers for an exchange of experience and also for technical support. Only together, ladies and gentlemen, can we make this change, a transformation of a traffic and transport system that offers free choice for participants, making sure that their children and grandchildren still can live in a high quality environment. And we need standards on the one hand, but also sample solutions for bicycling paths and parking possibilities for bikes, and also signages. Another piece of the puzzle are the fast track bicycle paths. They can also offer an improvement of quality when people drive from their home to their workplace and back. This is an important subject that we look at the trade fair. The main cycle network in Hesse is the basis for the cycle path of the cities and municipalities, and we would like to close the gaps that we still see in the bicycle infrastructure today. And we also support schools, school organizers and others for self-determined mobility of children and youngsters by foot, on the bike. Also, the youngest in our society needs to be supported in that respect. With that, we complete the attractive offers in Hesse, which is the local transport ticket free of charge for pupils and students. And we also want to continue to support the cycle network in Hesse despite the budgetary restraints we face. 23.5 million euros are made available by Hesse, and the national government till 28 will add that up by another 11 million per year. With the capital that is paid by the municipalities, more than 50 million euros are paid for pedestrian and bicycle transport networks, and we really are active in that area. 10% of the funds for road and street construction, 15 million euros of that are made available every year. But in addition to the abstract figures, the millions, we also need to become active as individuals. We need to become faster in planning and permission processes so that we can build additional kilometers of cycle path and pedestrian path. This is necessary. Together with 20 municipalities, we have nearby mobility coordinators now. In the smaller municipalities and the rural areas, we need to really support the necessary investment. Transformation, that's the title on stage. Transformation not only happens in the large cities with pedelecs, with the electric support, cycling also in the mountainous areas becomes more attractive. Cycling also on the countryside has become self-understood, and also a cargo bike is something that has become commonplace. Particularly as a Minister of Economy, I would like to underline that bike tourism on the countryside has become an indispensable factor of our economy. It's not only about leisure time and commuting, it's also about incentives for people to visit our region as an attractive location of tourism. The further development of bicycle technology is another important element of all this. In Hesse, we have the so-called S-Pedelecs test project, that is bikes with electrical support up to 45 kilometers per hour. These are automotive vehicles from a legal point of view. So the University of Darmstadt will study with an open end whether selected distances like the fast track bicycle path can be used by S-Pedelecs as well. Apart from the infrastructure, we need to do many more things. Many more elements need to be looked at by the economy. For example, we have awarded companies recently that have given model examples like the DZ Bank or the Volksbank North Hesse. Here it has become clear that this presumable small element really has a very important role to play in order to have the freedom of choice when choosing the means of transport in the morning. So here you can really have the choice and commute as you wish. A good bicycle infrastructure requires high quality bikes, and you need an intuitive infrastructure. And here you have many more elements for the complete picture. This includes bicycles that convince and enthuse, services that support the user and offer value added, retail that offers these services and products with high expertise and quality, also offering repair services, not only in the cities but also on the countryside. And then also you need many, many people and companies that really show a lot of commitment every day, producing, maintaining, developing and selling these products. I'm really so happy that here at the EUROBIKE all recent and innovative products all around the bike can be seen and experienced. The trade show shows that there is diversity and potential out there, and that all products and services connected are to be seen, and you can also make practical experience, try them out outside in the open air ground. We in Hesse have created the necessary infrastructure and support municipalities in the implementation according to the slogan, just do it. With your products and your services, the transformation is furthered and supported in traffic and transport. Everything becomes easy as a result of this. We as a federal state, we in our economy will make sure that we add further pieces to the puzzle, making sure that transformation of mobility gets the momentum it deserves and needs. I wish you as exhibitors and all visitors at this year's EUROBIKE a lot of fun and the best of success to the interest of all of us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Mansoori, Minister of Economic Affairs. Since the 11th of May 23, the next speaker has permanently supported the future of the city of Frankfurt. We are so happy that the Lord Mayor is here today. Frank Josef. Honorable Minister, Mr. Marzin, I have met you oftentimes, but you haven't always been as smiling as this today. It's maybe due to EUROBIKE and due to you, Mr. Reisinger. Thank you very much for the initiative and the support and the great cooperation, Wolfgang Seifert, as mobility representative of the city of Frankfurt. So you have to really tolerate and practice what we are talking about here today. Thank you very much for the good work and the good cooperation, dear bicycle community. It's 11:30, therefore I say a very nice good morning. And I would like to welcome you here most warmly here in Frankfurt. I could say, where else if not Frankfurt? EUROBIKE takes place the third time in our city, in Frankfurt. And Mr. Marzin, this is really a success story. A success story which is not self-understood, looking at the framework conditions during the pandemic, moving from Friedrichshafen here, a new environment. But as a matter of fact, at the third time now, we can say that we have established EUROBIKE. It's a real treasure for the trade fair of Messe Frankfurt and our region, and I can speak on the both of us, Mr. Marzin. It has become really a important demonstrating project for the quality of our region and city, and it's so dynamic. And the fair dynamic is really something that has developed and has become established. It's something good that we have developed together. It's easy to say now, but for that you need to be farsighted. Thank you very much to Mr. Dirk Heidrich and all employees of Messe Frankfurt and fairnamic. You are doing a great job. I said Frankfurt is so important. Where else we're not in Frankfurt, I said before. I mean, it's smaller than Münster, North Rhine-Westphalia, Erfurt or Dortmund. Many don't know that. I'm really happy and proud that we are a metropolitan city. We are a traffic and transport hub with different modes of mobility that all come together here in Frankfurt. But in terms of space, with 246 square kilometers, we are smaller than many other cities of this republic. So we are the city of the short distances. And I think it doesn't make more sense than here to try out the bike as a new mode of transport. It's the city of short distances. Yes, it's attractive. And sustainable mobility offers will offer answers also to climate change, to be open in that respect. You know, it's not to say the one or the other is better or play off against each other. Doing the one thing and doing also the other thing, not dropping the other. And CO2 emissions, that's really what we have to look at. We have the buildings, we have the cars, but I mean, it's not to create opposites, but rather make sure that there is mobility happening in the cities, and there is no metropolitan city in the world that doesn't look at that. So it's really nice that we can represent it with innovations and mode of transports that are available for everyone, private users, cities, trail, retail. And that's great. And I just visited an exhibitor, allow me to say that, who brought it in a very nice way. He said the EUROBIKE is important, but it's not only about the bike. We offer mobility between the shoe and the car, and everything that happens in between is found here at the EUROBIKE. And that was really very appropriate. It's new ways of mobility. It's the further development of mobility in the cities and on the countryside. I would like to thank the representatives of the industry also. At the end of the day, we can only do it together. At the end of the day, we need to further develop our mobility together in the city. Mr. Riesbach was there, Managing Director of the Chamber of Trade. They are here with their own booth, as this is a little sign demonstrating that we want to do it together. There are different interests, and we need to bring these interests together, finding solutions together. I ask you, and I'm grateful to the associations and federations that really look at mobility and put it on their agenda. We all need that. The minister mentioned it before. Politics can set the framework, but we can offer innovations here at the trade fair. And we need the industry associations that advertise it together with us. So I'm grateful to every entrepreneur, every company, every self-employed. Everyone can make their contributions. Thank you very much for that, particularly in Frankfurt. And Frankfurt was always a lab for innovations and progress. Particularly here in Frankfurt, we can demonstrate that this is possible. I'm grateful to everyone who participates in that. So the people that cycle, the cycle industry, we need infrastructure. Infrastructure is so important. We need to develop it further in the city. And also, let me tell the industry associations, like craftspeople, also might use new forms of mobility. And for that, we need infrastructure in terms of time and finances. We need to make it possible that the decision becomes easy at the end of the day. And I mentioned it before, mobility, I mean, Paris is an advantage. Whoever thought that Paris would go that way and not continue as in the past. So we need change to a certain extent. But the change also has arrived already to a certain extent. Wolfgang Siefert, independent of what you have done, like car traffic around the alleys in the inner cities, has gone down in the past decades. The question is, how quickly can I go from A to B? How much time is needed? And time is so important. In Frankfurt, we are networked so well with the region, with Offenbach. There's only a bridge between Frankfurt and Offenbach, and there it really makes sense to offer new infrastructure for new mobility forms. And the economic report for bicycles that was published in spring shows how important it is and that the industry is particularly growing. And 500,000 employees work in the context of the bicycle industry. That's good, that's great. And at this point, I can tell you that we as a city of Frankfurt make a contribution to this as well. We are on the way, dear Wolfgang, offering a service bike leasing system for people employed with the city of Frankfurt. 15,000 employees of the city of Frankfurt can make use of that. I mention that because that's in the small world. Here also we can make our little and modest contribution. And by way of conclusion, I would like to wish you a successful trade fair. I'm grateful to everyone who have been courageous enough to take that step. And I heard about the farewell party being a great event. So coming together after the work and celebrating what you have done, that belongs to the whole story. And I'm so proud that we can be part of this development here in Frankfurt, that we can make our contribution to it. And against all criticism, I think change needs acceptance, but you need to start to accept. There are so many ideas, but you need to really do it. Like Mr. Marzinger, our minister, and Wolfgang Seifert, all the speakers mentioned before. Thank you very much for everything you have done here today. Thank you very much, Lord Mayor Josef. Now, the opening is over, so I say goodbye to you, and you can attend the tour of the EUROBIKE, but the others can stay. We will have the industry and start-up bike now, and we will speak English now.
Yet. I kindly invite you to get your headphones down there, because we will also switch to silent conferencing just to make sure that you will understand everything that follows afterwards. So welcome everyone who has